Great, thank you. Welcome to the Pioneer Valley Regional School District School Committee meeting. It's Thursday, May 22nd. It is 6:03, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. This meeting will be streamed online and recorded by BNC TV. First, we are going to have our retiree recognition. So tonight we are going to be honoring three individuals who are retiring from our district: Cheryl Baker, Diane Rogers, and Deb Wood. And there are a few words, parting words that we have prepared to recognize and honor our retirees. Go.
Mrs. Scanlon-Amy and Mrs. Brennan,
Go.
would you like to say a few words about Mrs. Baker? Thank you. Mrs. Baker, would you please come and sit at the table? Right there. Camera's going to and Claire and Annie, there you go. Thank you.
Hello. Claire is going to speak about Cheryl's long history at Pioneer. But I also wanted to say something about Cheryl. And so I haven't known Cheryl for that long, just the past year, but it would not be an overstatement to say that Cheryl has made this year possible for me. When I was telling my husband that I was going to be here tonight because Cheryl was retiring, he has only met Cheryl like twice, but I have talked about her enough times where he was like, oh, that sounds terrible for you. So starting as a new principal in a new community is a really big lift. There are things that you expect and things that there was no way that I could possibly have prepared for. And Cheryl has been the person who has made everything work. She knows Pioneer, she knows the systems, she knows the history, she has a deep knowledge of the school and the functions that it has, and that has made all the difference for me. One of the things that has stood out most often for me, and I think this is really unique to Cheryl. I know I've never been in this role before, but I've known many school secretaries, where oftentimes she has completed work before I knew that it needed to be done. And I will go to ask her about something just to find out that it's already been taken care of. If you are a community member who has ever celebrated a graduation at Pioneer, Cheryl has had a hand in that. If your child has ever walked into school on the first day and had a schedule and a homeroom and a locker, a lot of that was due to Cheryl. And if you've ever wondered how all the moving parts of a school, the schedule, the buses, the events, the communication actually come together, that's Cheryl too. Schools rely on these thousands of interlocking small parts. And this is often kind of unglamorous and unnoticed work. So I'm really glad that we are here noticing that work and honoring that work, because this Pioneer would not function without it. Mm-hmm. I am so grateful for all of the help that you have given me this year, Cheryl. I could not have asked for a better introduction to Pioneer and a better partner in the front office. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Andy. It also almost makes me not want to go. I enjoyed working with you so much this year.
Nice.
Well, Annie asked me the other day, since I was at the school committee meetings, I would say a few words, and of course I said yes, because I always have something to say. I came to Pioneer in 2002, and at that time, Cheryl was the assistant to the librarian. Years later, she became assistant to the vice principal before becoming the administrative assistant to the principal. And boy, she has worked with a lot of principals over the past few years. In all of this time, I have never seen Cheryl mad, sad, frustrated, at a loss of what to do or how to do it. She's always composed, never flustered. That part about you is so unfair to everyone else. I honestly believe that the Pioneer letterhead, Cheryl's name should come first, because she really does run the show around here. I asked senior members what they would say about Cheryl in a couple of sentences. so I have some of their answers. If you have a question, Cheryl has the answer. And she keeps her cool no matter what. Calm, reassuring, helpful. Cheryl has been the motherboard of Pioneer. Cheryl is patient, thorough, kind. She has a sharp, pointed sense of humor that you don't expect. She goes above and beyond in anything I ask of her. It feels like Cheryl has been here forever. It's difficult to imagine how this place could possibly run smoothly without her. Cheryl is the Google of all things Pioneer past and present. Cheryl is reliable and gets right back to you with information that is so needed in the moment, much like a tennis ball or in a pickleball match. In need of that one last random supply for that activity, Cheryl either has it or knows the guy who's related to the gal that's part of the group that has it. Cheryl is one of the few who have been able to hold all important institutional history and carry it through the years. In the center of the nervous system of the school, what could be more valuable? She has quietly saved the day, the week, the year more than once. Nervous system, frontal lobe, industrial strength glue. If we gave her $1 for every time she's come to the rescue, she could have retired a long time ago. The unsung superhero, able to leap tall problems in a single bound, copier whisperer, question answerer, chaos coordinator extraordinaire. Somehow she manages to do it all and keep us sane while laughing while doing it. She's a rock, a gem. I guess that makes her a diamond. She will be sorely missed. On a personal level, I call Cheryl 2 to 3 times a day with, so-and-so didn't come to class. So-and-so left to go to the bathroom and didn't come back. Cheryl, can you make me a copy of the class activity account? Cheryl, where's my desk calendar? Did it come in yet? Cheryl, how many awards do I really get to give? I cannot think of a more deserved retirement. Your dedication to the school, to our faculty and staff, to the hundreds of students' faces that you have said good morning to, goodbye to, what did you do, who sent you here, have a seat, someone will be right with you. You have given us your best. We cannot thank you enough. There are no words that can represent what you have done for Pioneer. You will be missed in so many ways. If it truly takes a village to raise a child, you should be proud. You have helped raise hundreds of children. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you for the very kind words. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was awesome.
Thank you. And next we have Deb Wood and Marin Law. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Deborah, Deb, or Miss Deb, as the children call her, started her career here at Pioneer Valley Regional School District 25 years ago, 26 years in August. Deb began as a one-to-one instructional assistant at Pioneer before committing herself to the out-of-school time program in CFCE for 25 years. I often joke, everyone knows Deb, but the reality is, if you're part of this community, you know Deb. And that is because, as the CFC coordinator, Deb works and supports approximately 60 families per year, infant through 5 years, running 4 to 5 playgroups a week. She has provided countless engaging activities for young children at local events like Scarecrow in the Park, Northfield's Fun Run, as well as Leiden and Warwick's community events. She supports school events such as kindergarten screening, welcome nights, registration nights, and I have been so grateful for that collaboration because I always see a sense of joy and relief on the students' faces when they enter a new space or a place and see their trusted playgroup leader, Deb. I can't thank you enough. She will tell you that a lot of things have changed over the years, from CPC to CFCE, and I can tell you she has braved the storms year after year, providing consistent support to students, children, and their family. For instance, Deb continued to run playgroups during the pandemic, providing online playgroups and then driving house to house to deliver activity bags or welcome baby bags so families and their children could keep learning and growing despite the uncertain times. And that is only one of the many, many examples of how Deb has provided light to families during dark times as both a listening ear and an advocate and most caring, kind, compassionate playgroup facilitator and coordinator. Even my own son asked to come to work to spend time with Deb and all the toys. And I think I can speak on behalf of the entire PVRSD community, past and present, when I say thank you. Thank you for being the calm, creative, inspiring CFC leader you have been, for being the first points of contact for so many families, warmly welcoming them into the community and district. Enjoy retirement, enjoy your family, especially your 5 granddaughters.
Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
She helped us a great deal when my grandson was newly in
Thank you.
kindergarten.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No one expects anyone.
Yeah.
Grab some snacks to go.
Congratulations.
Okay. All right. That was great. Okay. So, next on the agenda is citizens' comments. And I'm seeing none. So we can move to the approval of minutes for 5/8/25.
I have some.
Sure.
On page 1, section 4, item B, second line, Marin law is spelled M-A-R-E-N.
Oh, okay, that's probably spelled wrong.
Yeah. And then, 4th line, middle of the sentence, and I don't know if this is repeated elsewhere. It says parents may opt students out. We try to say parents/guardians whenever possible.
Does anyone have anything else? Marin was the only thing I saw.
I have a correction on page 2.
Okay.
Item Roman numeral 5, B2, little letter b. The last line, Gary requested the survey be, just to clarify that it's the climate, I believe it's the climate survey, school climate survey.
School climate survey. Yep.
Which one?
Yeah, because it didn't reference, we haven't referenced that.
surveys to
Yeah.
monitor program.
The school climate survey, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
I'll move the meeting minutes of, May 8th, with the amendments expressed.
Second.
Okay. So since we have no one on remote, we can just use hands and just do all in favor. Okay. There you go. Thank you. All right. Reports. Student representatives. Seeing none. Chair report. The only reminder I have is we do a really good job at responding and checking our emails. I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that the graduation invite for PVRS has gone out. So if we can just let Taffy know whether we are going to be in attendance, that would be helpful. That is the only reminder I have right now. Yep, Superintendent.
Good evening. Melissa, I forgot an item about, I forgot to put on here an update regarding the strategic planning process. So maybe could that come during
Other business.
Great. Okay, thank you. I want to share with you a little bit about the BES all-school meeting this morning. It was lovely. Its characteristics included warmth, relatedness, art, opportunity for growth and leadership, recognition. The preschool got up and sang a whole song without any accompaniment. There was no backbeat. There was no, the kids sang by themselves. It was beautiful. The chorus, Ms. Barstow, music teacher, called for the chorus to come up, and there had to be 25 or 30 kids who came up and sang in the chorus. Gwen Stone provided a lovely, solo accompaniment. And throughout, there was respectful, appropriate behavior, and I was reminded about why public school is so important. These all-school assemblies give our children the opportunity to learn about and practice different types of behavior. How does one behave in a public gathering? How does one show appreciation for someone who has performed? How does someone show that they are paying attention to a speaker? How does one be in close proximity with other people, not in a seat on the floor? It was in the gym. Just beautiful. Towards the end of the gathering, there was an honoring of Mrs. Susan Tormanen, who passed away during the winter. Her husband, Charlie, and her daughter, Annika, were there. The woodshop students here at Pioneer came through for our community once again. They built a tiny treasure chest which will hold books for the BES community. And it's a little shorter than the one out front, so kids can open it. It's a different design. It has handles on the side, just like a treasure chest, because Mrs. Tormanen was a treasure, as Principal Burstein pointed out, and felt that books were treasures. And Annika and Charlie brought books to put into the tiny treasure chest, and it was truly a beautiful moment. And there were a few tears among the audience. Moving to the future, next Tuesday, a couple of exciting events. The Moon Tree Celebration will take place. Now, I understand Ms. Geruso will be there, Mrs. Gary will be there, Ms. Arroyo will be there, as will the Springfield Republican and the Greenfield Recorder. Loads of invited guests. I look forward to that. Also on Tuesday, some of our grade 8 students are traveling with Ms. Beckman, their social studies teacher, and Mrs. Scanlon Amy and myself, to speak publicly in front of Secretary Tutwiler about the need for improved funding. Our students will be focused on the need for improved transportation access for students in a rural community. There will be some elected officials there, including Representative Lindsay Sabadosa and Senator Joe Comerford. I look forward to reporting back on that.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so our first order of business is disposal of surplus property.
Yes, well, this is, a school committee, I will say, I hope you pass this one, because we would love to get this old equipment out. Woodshop teacher Joshua Friend has done a careful, you saw the spreadsheet he shared with photos. He really took a good look at this, and the upshot is some of it could possibly be repaired at great expense. And we don't want to give it away because it's broken. And if someone got hurt, could we be liable, even though we gave it away? So the request is that we be allowed to dispose of it, and it would most likely go to a scrap metal dealer.
Okay. All right. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve the disposal of the listed items above.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Great. And we can skip over section B. It came to our attention that the school committee already voted and approved in 2018 for the district website to be the official posting of our, so that we don't need to do. And job descriptions for Director of Finance and Operations and Early Childhood Coordinator.
Gretchen, do you want me to do this?
Please.
Okay, yep. So the Director of Finance and Operations job description, which you have in your packet, when the school committee launched a search 3 years ago for a new Director of Finance and Operations, we put quite a bit of time and energy into developing a really strong posting, what I would call an expanded posting, and we did that with the guidance of our then fiscal overseer, Rick Kingsley. I also reached out to my former colleague, Buck Creel III of the Lincoln Schools for guidance on that. We looked at job descriptions. It was a solid posting. And then I realized we never brought it to you. If you approved it as a posting. We never brought it for approval as a job description. Hence, what you have in front of you, the Collective Bargaining and Personnel Committee Subcommittee reviewed this and recommended that it come forward. And we have brought you an updated job description for the Early Childhood Coordinator with Ms. Law's departure. This is a good time for us to take a look at the job responsibilities. We looked at samples from other districts. Marin had a lot of input. Director of Student Services Nancy Parlaclosh did. I did. The Director of Teaching and Learning, Jordan did. We made a few changes with the Collective Bargaining and Personnel Subcommittee, and the current draft that you have in front of you reflects those changes.
I would entertain a motion.
I will move to approve the job descriptions for the Director of Finance and Operations and the Early Childhood Coordinator job descriptions as presented.
Second?
Okay. I should probably say any discussion.
I just want to say I was a little nervous when I saw the agenda item, and then I read the memo, and it put my mind at ease because we've often. So thank you, because we've often had new job descriptions when we have a job posting. So that's. I was relieved. No. It was momentary.
Right, and then you come to an empty seat. And you're like, oh, what's happening?
Oh no, there's no subtext here.
I'm grateful. I was grateful to read the memo. I was like, oh, okay, this is just you know.
Okay.
Alright.
So all in favor? Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Unanimous. Great. Okay. Policy review, wellness, which is the second reading, and policy JKAA, policy JKAA-R.
School committee, you reviewed these at your last meeting. There were no changes recommended to the policies. This is your second reading, and if you so choose, you would vote tonight whether to approve.
I guess I will make the motion to approve. Should I make both, or vote them separately?
You can vote them together.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So motion to approve policy ADF, the wellness policy, and policy JKAA for physical restraint of students policy.
Second.
Effective May 29th.
To be effective May 29th.
Second.
Yeah. We might want to amend it in policy JKAAR.
And JKAAR, yes. All right. Yes.
So 3 policies. Okay. Go ahead. Okay.
Second again.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. Unanimous. Okay. All right. Moving along. All right. So as we are aware, the 6-town regionalization planning board is moving forward. And we are at a position that community members are going to be coming to us and asking our opinion and asking Superintendent Kinsella's opinion. Where do we stand? What is the position? What's going on? And so in preparation for this, it came to light also that there is a conflict of interest with Patricia being the superintendent, because she is an employee and a paid employee, that if the sixth town was to move forward, her position could be dissolved. However, also being the superintendent, there's going to be questions that the community may have, that we may have as school committee, about where does that put us as a district? Where, what is your opinion? Can Jordan put together some figures for us about what our financial outlook looks like? None of that can be done without Form 19 being signed, that basically says, yes, we acknowledge that there could be a conflict of interest, and no, we don't believe that this would, in fact, what's the language I want to use?
Other side?
Likely to affect the integrity of the services in which the municipality may expect from the employee. So, what she would be able to do if we give Patricia this this ability is it will allow her to take a position on the six-town planning board, the plan for the six-town regionalization. It will allow her to also have subordinates use their time also. So if we request any information from Jordan, it will allow her to ask Jordan to provide us information. It allows her to use the cell phones and the emails and use social media. So everything that she would not be able to do, she would be basically mute. She would not be able to provide us any information, provide our community with any information without this approval. So I am asking the school committee to provide approval, and that we are just disclosing that a non-elected municipal employee has a financial interest, but she would be able to do work on behalf of the district in regards to questions and opinions that come up with Six-Town Regional Planning Board. Yes? Anything else I forgot? Yes, please.
Did we check on this process? And I'm not sure this is,
Yeah.
with MASC or DESE or anyone like that. Did we reference?
Yeah, so this came up in 2023 when it first started, when the school committee asked her to do a presentation on it. And she was like, hold on, I got to figure this out. So she reached out to state ethics. That is the letter that is in our packet. Right. Even so forth, in preparing for this meeting, we were going over things, and I said, what did I ask? It had to do with it was preparing for this meeting in regards to the sixth town. And she said, I can't speak about my position or anything to do with sixth town before the Form 19 is signed. So
you've gotten guidance on it?
Guidance on, yeah, this is from the State Ethics Commission, everything. Yes. Yep. And so this is what the State Ethics Commission said. They said, absolutely, in order for Patricia to speak on this, it needs to be disclosed. And so we're just asking that we've determined that there is a financial interest, but yes. Yeah, sure.
I'll make a motion to approve the disclosure form 19 to move forward so that Patricia can speak freely during these discussions.
Okay, thank you.
Second it.
Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. Great.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll sign that after our meeting.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
All right.
superintendent evaluation. Update on goals and practice.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to take this out. Okay. The screen's not on. I'm wondering if folks did have a chance to click into any of these links, or if I should turn the screen on or just talk you through it.
I think you should talk through it.
Okay,
yes.
great. All right, we could start with the goals. So I have 3 goals: a student learning goal, a professional practice goal, and a district improvement goal. And 2 of those goals have had significant, my progress on them has been significantly interrupted by forces outside my control, I would say. For the student learning goal, the focus was on having students in our intervention programs show accelerated progress. We started off well. The outside force that had an impact on my progress was the departure of our director of teaching and learning in early October. And without that position, it was hard to make any significant progress. That doesn't mean that progress wasn't made, but that was very challenging. I can say, however, that in just the 6 or 7 weeks since Zevi Steinitz has been here in her role as Director of Teaching and Learning, we are making progress. We have just applied for a grant that would allow us to purchase a new early literacy screener, which is required by the state for all students in K through 3, and that could be one of the data points that we use to select students for intervention. Zevi is preparing to work with the leadership team on all of the actions outlined in this plan. So it would be fair for me to say not much progress made, and given the departure of our Director of Teaching and Learning, it feels like that is to be expected. All right, moving right along, professional practice goal. Oh yeah, this is really interesting. This was good. So my goal was to get out and see all PVREA members. I should have made really clear that that would be folks other than related service providers and special educators, because I don't feel great sometimes about going in on one-on-one sessions with people who are working with. I'm not going to go watch the psychologist work with students, for instance. So as you know, as I reported in January, I keep old school paper records of my visits. Most of my visits have taken place with principals, but some are on my own. I write up really brief notes afterwards, principals and I debrief. And that has been good. I've done better in the elementary schools in getting into classrooms than here. And I've wondered why. And I think it's a couple of things. First, I go out to the elementary schools and I'm physically there. I'm in this building all the time, and the principal comes to my office to meet. That helps her because she's not interrupted if I go up there to meet with her. But I think it's there's something about that setup that has not helped me leave my office with her to get out, so that would need to change. I have not been successful in establishing monthly classroom visits with other senior level directors, and so that's something I would be interested in pursuing as a goal next year. I have held office hours. Those have been great. I had office hours this morning at BES and had a couple people come see me. A number of folks have let me know they appreciate the opportunity. They're really simple. And Taffy has set up a super easy online, just, hey, Patricia's going to be at BES next Thursday morning. Click here to sign up. And people sign up. It's confidential, 15 minutes. And so that was a good outcome from this goal. If I think of next year, I may come to you with a goal about being out, really focusing, rather than trying to see every teacher twice, I really need to be out with my administrators, because that's my most, I have more impact directly with them than I do with teachers. So this goal was about making sure people see me. Okay, that's great. In terms of improving instruction, I need to be out with my people. So that, for me, I would think of as a possible goal for next year. And then the last goal is about the district improvement goal. So that's the strategic plan. So again, we talked about this in January. I was queued up, and circumstances were that it was important for us to pause. When we started up again, I helped the working group reach out to and vet a number of possible vendors. You've now selected a vendor, and I met with Albert the other day, and so we've got a plan. We're going to streamline the plan, so when it comes to unanticipated business, I'm happy to fill you in on that.
Great.
So that would be the goals. Good?
Good.
Okay. We'll talk about this evidence.
Yeah.
So then the 4 standards. And we're going to talk about. Okay. Do you want to give
Yep, I'll
people
pass
these?
everyone out. This didn't make it into the packet, but it made it here tonight. So.
And I'll pass them this way. I'm going to pause for a second because it'd probably be good for people to check off these boxes. I'm going to.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Do we have one for, I got one for Claire.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Sorry. She won't complete one, but. I just passed.
If you would please go to. Okay. The third page, it says superintendent's performance goals. It looks like this.
It says 4 of 7 on the bottom.
Oh, thank you, that's better. 4 of 7. Okay, if you want to grab a pen, if you have one. If you don't have one, let me know. We can lend you something. Down at the bottom, it says standards and indicators for effective administrative leadership. I'm going to let you know which are my focus indicators for this year. Under Standard 1, instructional leadership, they are 1A, curriculum, and 1C, assessment. Everyone see where I am?
Yep.
Okay. Under Standard 2, management and operations, 2A, environment, and 2D, law, ethics, and policies. In Standard 3, family and community engagement, there's 1 focus indicator, communications. And in Standard 4, professional culture, there are 2 indicators, 4A, commitment to high standards, and 4D, continuous learning. Yep, okay. And I know you'll be getting guidance from the collective bargaining folks about what to do with all that. If you would turn to this sheet, that is the evidence. And I hope this is a helpful setup. I looked at some other the formats that some other superintendents use, and I'll be honest, I felt like fewer words was better. Just go straight to the evidence. So, going from left to right, there are the 4 standards once again. Instructional leadership, management and operations, family and community, and professional culture. And I've given you about a dozen types of evidence, and for each one, I've given you my sense of which standard it addresses. Now, in a perfect world, those check marks would be evenly distributed among all 4 standards. Or it could be that a school committee has indicated, superintendent, you're doing a great job, and we really think you should focus on standard 2. Next year, we'd like to see lots of check boxes in standard 2. I'm making that up. In general, I feel good about the distribution of standards. So, in your packet and what will be online that folks at home can click on, you had sample minutes from an admin team meeting. I feel good about those. Every single admin team meeting, folks get an agenda ahead of time. They have an opportunity to say what else they would like to add to it or what else we need. And this year, gosh, I do wish I had it up on the screen. It's a simple device that we added, but it has worked so well. At the top of the document, I have a horizontal box, and it lists the 4 dates of upcoming admin team meetings with brief notes about what my team can expect to be discussing in the coming 4 meetings. So it lets me think ahead. It lets them see we're thinking ahead, and then I just transfer those down into the current meeting. We use the same structure here as I do in all of my one-on-one documents with every direct report. That is, every task that is identified during a meeting is noted in red text. And when people complete their tasks, you get to check it off and turn it black. And so it's a really simple device. Everybody can scan through the, oh, yeah, right? Will you say why? You're.
So Renee and I meet monthly for a labor relation meeting, and we have one agenda, and red are the things that we need to do and to talk about, and once they're done, they're blacked out. And it's good because we get there, it's up on the whiteboard, we know what we're talking about, and it's nice to end the meeting when almost everything is black.
It's satisfying.
It is very satisfying.
And it helps to visually scan and see. So that's that. I gave you a sample. It was a really nice email from a community member. Just saying thank you for being out there, thank you for being visible, thank you for being at lots of places. I gave you feedback. So this evaluation cycle covers everything from July 1 forward. So I gave you some summer documents. Feedback from my team about last year's summer retreat. Oh, there's a letter from Cooper, an unsolicited letter thanking me for his internship and what he learned. There's a nice email from the former chair of the Leiden Select Board. The PD on the fly. This is a real. I think this is a good example of my team, how strong my team is. We had a PD session, a half-day session, a couple months ago, where we found out that our vendor was sick and could not arrive 3 hours beforehand. And we tried to, who can do what, and my team, different people said I could do this, and then it turned out really I was the person who was best positioned to take it on, and in a couple hours I put together a 2.5-hour PD session, and it was very well received, and it gave me a chance to do PD with a lot of instructional assistants and a small number of faculty, and we did it on listening. It was so you can see that. Oh, the notification to the community about salmonella. Just this week, I thought it was a good example of we are transparent. I didn't want any family to hear something in the news or a staff member to hear in the news that these cucumbers, which were all over the state, just give people information. Our district nurse leader worked quickly, Cheryl Brown worked quickly, Dr. Potee worked quickly, and we got it out there, right? Clean. The draft revised district agreement, enough said. The program of studies, while that is a project of this school, it's a collaborative project that represents so much shared work among so many people that touches every one of the standards is represented in the program of studies because it's about instruction, it's about our management. We got that out 4 or 5 months earlier than the year before. It's about family and community, communicating with them, and professional culture. The current program of study is light years ahead in terms of quality from what we were producing a few years ago. The elementary math work, I think that stands on its own in terms of curriculum and process. The learning landscape plans, how about those beautiful documents? The budget handout for town meetings, right? An example of our management and our ability to communicate, produce something that is highly professional, clean, and polished. The entry plans from our people this year, and then that presentation that Annie did to the Warwick School Committee, again, hallmark of a collaborative and high-functioning team, and we have been able to repurpose that slideshow for other groups. So I'm happy to entertain any questions about any of this evidence.
I think it's great that you're doing office hours, and I wonder are you keeping track of ideas and concerns that they have, and then I wonder if you could share that with school committee, like to see if there's anything that
I check in with people about the level of confidentiality because there are some folks who don't want me, who very, I'm coming to talk to you and I'm coming to talk to you.
I guess I mean if there are trends that you notice.
Trends.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure that there are. There's a trend of concern about student mental health and its relationship to behavior and systems that we do or don't have in place to support effectively. That is a trend. Otherwise, it can range from very individual personnel situations, programming, interpersonal concerns, working with the supervisor, facilities. It runs the gamut. Yeah.
It's such a helpful thing that you're doing there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
If you decide to do less of the classroom visits, will you keep office hours?
I'm going to keep office hours. Yeah. Thank you.
I just want to say that having done these a few years for a few times before, I really appreciate your the way it's organized. It's very clear what the evidence is, where to find it, what the goals were, where the progress that you feel you've made on the goals. So I really appreciate all of these documents. It's makes my job easier so that we can give you more meaningful feedback and help improve your
Thank you.
your job.
We've been busy.
We have been busy.
Do you want me to walk the school committee through the rubric, Gretchen?
I can do it.
You want to do it? Okay.
I thought we were doing it in executive session. Did I misunderstand?
No,
I can
No,
do this
open.
here.
This is
Okay,
open. Yeah.
fair enough. I mean, certainly jump in if I'm missing something, but I emailed everyone the rubric last week, I think it was, and then promised these. So thanks for doing that because
No problem.
you can fill this rubric out with your pen or electronically. I will ask that you send them to me in completion 2 weeks from tonight, which I believe is June 5th. I will then take the week to compile them and we'll present our collective evaluation at the June 12th meeting. Okay. So as Patricia showed us, she gave us her standards that we're going to grade her on.
It's all right. It's appropriate, right?
It is. It is. And then we don't have our focus. Maybe you should do this. Are we doing the focus indicator piece, or are we just going to the questions?
No,
I know last year we did both.
So the focus indicators. So for those, so if you go to page 5 of 7, just for those of you
Yep.
that are for standard 1 instructional leadership, you're going to see 1A, 1B, 1C, all the way through 1F. We only are looking at the focus indicators that are circled. So you're only grading on 1A,
Right.
1C.
Right.
Okay. If you go back to page 4 of 7, what isn't filled out is the student learning goal, the professional practice goal, and the district improvement goal. But that is what we have that Patricia gave us. So she gave us her goals. So we would write in there by May 2025, 80% of elementary students participating. That would be the student learning goal that you would fill in there.
And you don't have to actually do that because I will be doing it collectively. So you need not do that piece of it. So again, going through pages 5 of 7, 6 of 7, and and the final 2 pages up through 8 of 8, you will be grading on those that she gave you on pages 4 of 7, referencing these goals and referencing these documents. Many of us were here last year and did this, so it's a repeat for many of us. If either of you 2 newer members have any questions, please. It seems daunting at first. I remember doing this last year. Once you get into it, it's pretty straightforward.
This is your excellent job explaining the grading process. So just looking at page 4 through 7, so that what folks are filling in there is about my progress or lack thereof towards the goals with the focus indicators. When you go to the next pages, then you're thinking about my overall work in relation to the standard, not in terms of the goals. Just want to make that clear.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions?
You'll probably have them as you go through this.
Yep.
So please reach out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I emailed it to you, so and then please consider, not just checking boxes, but adding comments. It's very beneficial for us as a school committee to really understand, and for Patricia to really understand and grow from there. So
Thank you.
I appreciate everyone putting their best effort in.
Okay. All right. Personnel update.
So this is an update from, this is the second update for the month. We wanted to have some things shake out. So we are currently at NES looking for a special education teacher and for an instructional assistant. No, Emma Ray was hired for that position. At PVRS, we have a couple of new positions, and one of them is a combination of math teacher and secondary math coach. The coaching position is included in the PVREA contract in the scope. In the list of positions in that article, it mentions elementary literacy coach and other similar positions. So the idea for that position is that this person will come teach math and also help other teachers of math improve their practice. Mr. Carew is currently serving as a dean of students at Turners Falls High School and will be returning to the classroom with us. There's another math position open. The English teacher position, that is a new position. We're thinking ahead. Is it okay? Yes? Absolutely. Mrs. Brennan will be retiring at the end of next year, and that will be a big loss. She said it was okay. So that's those are big shoes to fill. We want to think ahead, and as you know, there are other districts in financial distress that are having to lay people off, and that creates opportunity. Principal Scanlon Amy had previously supervised a very experienced, excellent English teacher who, through no fault of her own, was riffed. And the team had a very creative idea, which was, Mrs. Brennan will be leaving. Let's plan now. If there's an excellent English teacher available now, how could we creatively and financially bring that person in so that when Mrs. Brennan leaves, we're ready to go? So Ms. Amy Kane, terrific experience. So she will be next year teaching English. She will also be working with the middle school English teacher who is newer to the profession. So she will be helping her accelerate her progress as a newer teacher. She'll also be teaching a new class, environmental writing. Am I right? She's going to be teaching environmental writing. So next year she'll be teaching both middle school and high school, but she will become a high school English teacher the following year. And then we have a special education position open in this building. Of course, Miss Law is leaving, so we have posted for an early childhood coordinator, and Miss Wood is leaving, so we need to find a CFCE coordinator.
Can I just have clarification? So, Mr. Carew will be starting next year?
Yes.
And then math teacher, are we
Also,
starting for next year?
Yes.
So, and special ed teacher for
Yes.
next year? So
Yes.
not for this year. So
we
have
had a
two
posting.
long-term.
We had a posting. I think we had a posting for a long-term sub.
Okay.
I don't think that. I need
Okay.
to not talk because I don't remember if we hired a long-term sub.
Okay. Okay, so we have two long-term sub positions and two brand new positions for next year. Or not
No.
brand new, but like
Long-term. So we have two new positions and two existing positions.
yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Other business not anticipated.
Yeah. So apologies, I should have just put this into the agenda. So I met with Albert from CES about the strategic plan. I think we can streamline things even further from what you saw when you approved it. There were 8 meetings for the admin team and 8 meetings for what will be the planning team, and that's too many. It's going to be a hard sell to get folks to want to come and join a planning team, so I want to get that down to 4 if we can. Albert and I reviewed it. We're going to meet again in a couple weeks. Albert will be coming to school committee, I forget which date in the summer, to present to you. We can have more people on the planning team. It had originally said only up to 10, but we could expand that and have more people. I'm thinking Albert is going to come to the administrative team's retreat in August to spend 2.5 hours. That will kick things off. So he will come and meet with you to talk about things. He'll kick off with admin team. we will, I think, target the first planning team meeting. That's where some members of school committees, some family members, some staff come together for September, to get started in September. My own goal, which we will review with you, would be let's finish this before the new year. Let's get it done, down and dirty, and have a great and realistic plan, but not drag this out. That's the thing.
Yeah. So as we were talking, Patricia and I were talking about meeting with Albert, I wanted to make sure that the school committee really understands the strategic plan and that these are the district goals that we need to kind of set up and have these goals, and what does this look like. And so I had asked if Albert could come speak to us and give us a chart of this is what to expect, this is what we're doing, so we could prepare, and then those of us who are going to volunteer to be on that committee know what this is actually entailing for us. Okay, yeah. Anything else? Any other business?
Is the Warren here? Because
I have that to
okay.
to send
Because-
around.
okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, how about 2 towns that passed the budget?
2 towns passed the budget. Yep. So that was great. But I know we could have shared that for our reports. Bernardston-Northfield.
Leiden is
Leiden is-
Yep.
Yep. So upcoming meetings, that brings us to, we have a school committee meeting. Our agenda is wrong.
Yep.
It is the 12th of June, but the meeting starts at 6:30 because of the BES graduation that's happening. If for some reason you know that you aren't going to be here, I know Gretchen won't be here. I just want to make sure that we can have a quorum. So if you're not going to be here, just please always let me know. And you might not be here.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Sure. And then the only other upcoming meeting that's not on the agenda that I just thought of is the 3-town meeting. The 3 towns are getting together next, the 29th at 6:00. So if anyone is interested in hearing what they are continuing to discuss, it's the 29th at 6:00. That is what they said at the last meeting. It hasn't been posted. No, it was at the Bernardston Senior Center. So you can look for that to be posted. I don't believe it's been posted yet. Okay, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
A second.
I think we need to read it out loud, though.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'll move under MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21E, number 2, number 3, number 4, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Teachers Association and support personnel if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares, to return to open session at the end of the executive session.
Second.
There's another
Yeah, I
MGL.
was waiting
Oh,
to.
okay.
Sorry.
And B, MGL Chapter 30A, Section 22, F and G, approval of executive session minutes for April 10th, 2025, and to return to open session at the end of this executive session.
Second.
Okay. Roll call to go into executive session.
Michelle Geruso, yes.
Melissa Osborne, yes.
Raina Dastu, yes.
Gretchen Kelton, yes.
Stephanie Arroyo, yes.
Melissa Gary, yes. Okay. Great. So I will bring the warrant in to be signed.
Glad I didn't get your foot.
Okay, and welcome back from our executive session. So we have a couple items to vote on. I would entertain a motion for the stipended positions.
I'll make a motion to approve the MOU with the PVREA for the and PVASP for the tiered stipended positions.
No, that one's not amended.
That one's not. That one's
The tiered stipend, that's not amended. That's all right.
Okay, all in favor? Okay,
And I'll make a motion to approve the draft MOU as amended with an increased hourly rate of $50 an hour and a total amount of $6,250 an hour.
Second.
all in favor?
Thank you.
Unanimous. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. So I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Seconded and all in favor. Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Good night.
everybody.
Thank you.